What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the That Dad Zach channel. These are my top 3 picks for the best bedtime stories. If you are anything like me, story time with your kids, bedtime stories, is something special. This is one of my favorite activities, especially when we find a book that really means something. So I've picked out 3 stories that I thought were cute, classic, and really carried some fantastic truths about the identity that I want to instill in my children. So I'm going to share those with you and read a little snippet out of each. Here we go. The first book I wanted to take a look at is called A Sick Day for Amos Magee. It was written by Philip C. Stead and illustrated by Aaron E. Stead. Right off the bat, I can tell you that the illustrations in this book are absolutely fantastic. There's so much fun to look at. I love the design of the main character, Amos Magee. He's just like this cute, scrunchy, lanky old man. And I loved the artwork in this. And the story is just absolutely adorable. And I really think that you and your kids will enjoy it quite a bit. So here's the synopsis of A Sick Day for Amos Magee. Amos Magee, a friendly zookeeper, always made time to visit his good friends, the elephant, the tortoise, the penguin, the rhinoceros, and the owl. But one day, he woke up with the sniffles and sneezes. Though he didn't make it into the zoo that day, he did receive some unexpected guests. I'm going to read a little bit out of the book for you, but I will let you seek out the book yourself. I'll link to it. I'll put an Amazon link in the description below so that you guys can check out each of these books for your kids. Amos Magee was an early riser. Every morning when the alarm clock clanged, he swung his legs out of bed and swapped his pajamas for a fresh pressed uniform. He would wind his watch and set a pot of water to boil, saying to the sugar bowl, "A spoonful for my oatmeal, please, and 2 for my teacup." Belly full and ready for the workday, he'd amble out the door. Every day, Amos waited for the number 5 bus. "Next stop, City Zoo," the bus driver would call. "6 a.m., right on time," he'd reply. Amos had a lot to do at the zoo, but he always made time to visit his good friends. He would play chess with the elephant, who thought and thought before making a move, run races with the tortoise, who never lost. And I'll go ahead and stop there. This book is so cute, you guys. If you keep going through it, the animals in it, the personalities given to each of the animals is just adorable, and I think that your kids will really enjoy it. I know that my girls, especially Cora, love this book. So that's A Sick Day for Amos Magee. The next one on my list is Anne of Green Gables. Meet Anne Shirley, the red-headed orphan who can't help getting into trouble. Adapted from the L.M. Montgomery's classic story, this delightful picture book will introduce Anne to a new generation. So my wife and I are both book lovers. We're trying to teach our kids to love books as much as we do. She grew up loving the Anne of Green Gables stories. In fact, I think she owns the whole set. So when we saw this adaptation, and this is an Usborne book, by the way, highly suggest checking out the Usborne books. When we saw this adaptation of it, we had to have it. It's a classic. This book was illustrated by Alan Marks. Let's read just a little bit. Anne had been an orphan ever since she could remember, but now Matthew and Marilla had agreed to adopt her. She gazed with delight at the blossoming cherry trees as Matthew drove her to their farm. "Prince Edward Island is the prettiest place in the world," she chattered. "I never thought I'd actually live here. I can't believe I have a real new home. Green Gables is just beautiful. I'd be perfectly happy if it wasn't for my red hair." "Oh, Matthew, red hair is such a trial." "It doesn't matter how you look," declared Marilla when she said goodnight that evening. "Just behave and we'll do our best for you." "I'll try," came Anne's muffled voice. "But it's really, really hard to be good all the time." We'll stop there and I'll let you guys check out the rest. Again, that's an adaptation of the classic Anne of Green Gables books. I highly recommend checking it out. The Usborne books we found to be absolutely amazing. They've got some really cool additions to their library. I'll link to the Usborne website in the description so you can check it out. On to the next choice. Last on my list is a book called You Are Special. It was written by Max Lucado and illustrated by Sergio Martinez. I saved this book for last because I think that this carries some incredible truths about God's love for us. We're a Christian family. We believe that we are loved immensely and unconditionally by Jesus. And so we try to teach our girls about the love of God and how important it is to remember that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of you. It only matters what God thinks of you, and He absolutely loves you. This book demonstrates and introduces your child to the incredible love of God and the idea that it doesn't matter what other people think of you. Here's the synopsis. The world tells kids you're special if you have the brains, the looks, the talent. God tells them you're special just because, no qualifications necessary. Only one of those messages will find its place in their hearts. That's why every child you know needs to hear this one reassuring truth. You are precious in His sight. Max Lucado's delightful, fully illustrated children's tale from the pages of Tell Me the Secrets will help you say it again and again with love. Let's check it out. The Wemmicks were small wooden people. All of the wooden people were carved by a woodworker named Eli. His workshop sat on a hill overlooking their village. Each Wemmick was different. Some had big noses, others had large eyes. Some were tall and others were short. Some wore hats, others wore coats. But all were made by the same carver, and all lived in the village. And all day, every day, the Wemmicks did the same thing. They gave each other stickers. Each Wemmick had a box of golden star stickers and a box of gray dot stickers. Up and down the streets all over the city, people spent their days sticking stars or dots on one another. The pretty ones, those with smooth wood and fine paint, always got stars. But if the wood was rough or the paint chipped, the Wemmicks gave dots. The talented ones got stars too. Some could lift big sticks high above their heads or jump over tall boxes. Still, others knew big words or could sing pretty songs. Everyone gave them stars. Some Wemmicks had stars all over them. Every time they got a star, it made them feel so good. It made them want to do something else and get another star. Others, though, could do little. They got dots. Punchinello was one of these. He tried to jump high like the others, but he always fell. And when he fell, the others would gather around and give him dots. Sometimes when he fell, his wood got scratched, so the people would give him more dots. Then, when he would try to explain why he fell, he would say something silly, and the Wemmicks would give him more dots. We'll pause there. I'll let you guys check out the rest of the book for yourself. Again, this is my favorite bedtime story right now. I've lost count at how many times I've been asked to go back and read this for my girls. They love it, and I hope that you will too. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in to check out my top 3 bedtime stories. If you are enjoying this content, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the little bell so you're notified each time I upload. We're going to finish out the month of December with a vlog post every single day. And in January, we'll cut back to just one video a week, but that content is going to be jacked up because we want to add value to your life. We want to add value to your family. I would love to hear what ideas you have. What content would you like to see? Be that family-focused, ADHD-centric, whatever it might be. I would love to hear about it. Leave a comment. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Deuces.